Coming up on this episode of Falmouth in Focus, we visit downtown Falmouth during Small Business Saturday. We get a special glimpse into the planning of holidays at Highfield. We see how the Falmouth Clippers did on their Thanksgiving Day football game. And member Allison Leshin shows us around the alternative gift market. All this and much more on this edition of Falmouth in Focus.
Hello and welcome to Falmouth in Focus. I'm Liz Lerner, the Membership and Outreach Coordinator here at FCTV. Falmouth in Focus is a collaborative current affairs program where we feature the people, places, and things that make up our town. We start each show with headlines, get more in depth with member, contributor, and staff productions, and end the show with Troy Clarkson's take and the sights and sounds around town. We'll start this episode with a trip downtown during Small Business Saturday. Our new contributor, Brian Sullivan, spoke with business owners and shoppers about the Shop Local effort.
At the start of Palmer Ave in Falmouth is an area known as the historic Queens Byway, and it's the oldest planned shopping center on the Cape. Originally designed to attract wealthy out-of-state vacationers nearly a century ago, today this area serves as the downtown shopping spot for all of Falmouth's residents. Small Business Saturday puts the area in the spotlight, while residents are more than happy to contribute to the local economy. Black Friday will call attention to the big box stores with their doorbuster sales and potential stampedes, while Small Business Saturday really highlights the local businesses where you won't find any chain stores and hopefully no stampedes. With parking at a premium, residents and some out-of-town folks took to the sidewalks armed with shopping bags, strollers, and coffee cups to partake in the shopping experience.
Falmouth is an incredible community, and it's a nice opportunity for people to shop local.
Stephanie Egan owns Vagabond Treasures and View Photography here in town. She credits the success of a day like this to the strong working partnership that the Falmouth Village Association has had with the small business community.
You know, Falmouth Center and the Falmouth Village Association has really joined together and banded together in a very strong and meaningful way to create this wonderful experience of shops, restaurants, and services to cater towards the locals as well as to the tourists.
Personalization, because you know the shop owners, so that makes it nice.
As a 40-year resident of Falmouth, Darlene Perkins understands that in order to have a vibrant local economy, the people of the town need to do their part as well and show up for an event like this.
It's really important to be able to keep our shops going because we have great shops on Main Street. We have a great Main Street, so we would hate to lose any of them.
For others, buying local isn't just a good thing to do, it's the only way to live.
We shop Small Business Saturday every year, my friend from Falmouth and I only shop small. I don't go to any box stores, I shop only fairs, and I only shop Main Streets.
Not to be forgotten in all of this are the places to eat in the downtown area, which usually see a spike in business this time of year.
We encourage people to come downtown and shop and eat, and you know, it's important to keep all the small businesses alive.
At the Queens Byway, I'm Brian Sullivan for Falmouth in Focus.
Thank you to Brian for that piece. The Falmouth Police Department's Stuff a Cruiser event is coming up. Last year we visited the toy drive and spoke with police officers who are volunteering their time at the event.
It's a kind of a toy drive for the Falmouth Service Center. What we're doing is we're collecting brand new unopened toys for the kids of Falmouth. The great part about this is that it is staying local, so all the kids in our town can get gifts as well.
This is a fun event. Everybody kind of likes to get involved. We have a good time. We're handing out candy canes, collecting donations. We have hot chocolate, and we're just having a good time. A lot of good officers out here donating their time.
It's great to actually get to see the community in a different light. Normally it's working and dealing with car stops and stuff, but it's great to be able to connect with the community in a positive way and give back to them.
You know, everyone that comes out and interacts with us, whether they drop off a gift or they're just walking by and see what we're doing out here, everyone's very supportive. They're wishing us Merry Christmas. They're happy. They're thankful. It's just a positive experience with everyone in the community. Whether they make a donation or they just want to say, hey, thanks for being here, we love seeing them.
This year, the police department will be collecting donations in front of Walmart on Saturday, December 5th from 11 to 2, December 12th from 10 to 1, and Sunday, December 13th from 10 to 1. Donations can also be dropped off at the Falmouth Police Department at any time. In an effort to keep our residents informed on happenings in Town Hall, FCTV Government Channel 15 has provided the following summary as a public service from government meetings from the last 2 weeks. Selections are chosen based on community impact.
The Zoning Board of Appeals heard final testimony in regard to appeals for both Wind 1 and Wind 2. After closing testimony on both hearings, the board deliberated over various aspects regarding both appeals.
I mean, on one hand of the issue, I do realize that people don't have unlimited funds to pay attorneys and litigate all these issues, but like you said, at the same time, combining the cases was possible.
By a consensus, which is 5-0, you think that latches bars the matter from going forward?
Yes. Yes, I guess we would say both matters from going forward.
Well, with regard to all three,
yes.
I guess is the answer.
Yes.
Yeah.
The board voted to uphold the appeal and to cease operation of Wind 1. Regarding Wind 2, however, they decided the appeals did not hold weight due to a delay in filing. The final draft of their decision will be voted on by December 23rd. The Zoning Board will be continuing their hearing for a special permit for Wind 2 on Thursday, December 10th at 6 p.m. The Selectmen voted to send a letter of support in regards to funding the closure of the Pilgrim Power Plant. The board weighed in on their various concerns over the procedures of closing the nuclear power plant.
And so looking ahead, and in terms of the consumer's interest in this shutdown, Senator Wolf has put forth a couple of bills to ensure that Pilgrim operates safely through the closure and decommissions it in the proper way that would protect the public from bearing the cost of Pilgrim's shutdown. And
yeah, at this time, there is no way to ever close Pilgrim entirely. If they decommission it, it's only in terms of producing energy by it.
Right.
But the spent fuel rods have no place to go. They have to be stored on site. So I think this bill is just basically anticipating there's going to be a maintenance cost that's going to go on in perpetuity.
DPW Director Ray Jack gave his monthly update of the water and wastewater projects at the Board of Selectmen meeting on November 23rd.
It's where the project was in Falmouth Heights in October. The progress that they made since then, and as I said, Miami's about 60% done and Lucerne is also done. And then this was the overview. So you can see that the Falmouth Heights area is pretty much complete. And this was the force main that went in on Mara Vista. This is Spring Bars Road and some of the gravity main on the trunk line, and then they also have to put in the force mains and the remainder of the gravity mains going out.
Ray Jack will be providing monthly updates to the Board of Selectmen regarding both ongoing projects.
To watch the full meeting, please view them on our Government Channel 15 on-demand page on our website. 130 years, that's how long the Falmouth Clippers have been playing the Barnstable Red Raiders on Thanksgiving Day. Educational Channel 14's Ryan Weber gives us the details on this year's historic outcome.
Varsity football added one more thing to be thankful for during the holiday break. They clinched a big win over Barnstable 54-20 Thanksgiving morning. On the first drive of the game, the boys took an opening kickoff deep into Red Raider territory, which opened up Nick Kuhig to score on a 2-yard run with only 2:10 into the game. Kuhig added a second touchdown in the first quarter after the Clipper defense forced a quick 3-and-out. After struggling in the second quarter, which saw Barnstable tie the game at 13, the boys started the third quarter strong and never looked back. The first play of the second half forced the Raiders to minus 4 yards. Michael Lafrange cashed in on the Barnstable punt, blocking the ball and running it in for a touchdown. Barnstable's defensive line struggled to hold back Falmouth offense through the rest of the second half, which led to huge gains by Kuhig, Lafrange, Sam Koss, and Julian Summers. Lafrange went on to score 2 more in the second half, and Jake Campbell added one of his own, scoring off a 25-yard run early in the fourth quarter.
We game planned great. You know, our scout. It's my fault. Our scout gave us a great look in practice all week. Wow. Hey, good. I mean, I couldn't ask for better teammates right now.
Our kids came out. They played really hard. You know, I think we could tell in the weeks leading up how bad everybody wanted it. We beat a good football team today. I mean, and we might have played as well as we played all year. So I'm really proud of our kids, and you know, they bought into what we do. And you know, even though we had some bumps along the way, you know, I think kids still believed in what we were doing and what we were teaching and what we were coaching. And you know, I thought we played better today than we had all year. And that's what I like to see.
Thank you to Ryan for that piece, and congratulations to the Clippers on the win. There is a lot going on during the month of December in Falmouth, and we want to share with you just a few of the highlights in the coming weeks. The popular Falmouth Chamber of Commerce Holidays by the Sea features caroling at Nopska Lighthouse on Friday, December 4th. A jingle run on Saturday morning the 5th. Seafaring Santa arrives on Saturday as well, and Saturday night the Christmas tree in the Village Green is lit. Sunday brings us the Christmas parade downtown, which FCTV will be covering. The Renaissance Fair in Woods Hole is on Saturday, December 5th from 10 to 3 this year. The crafts fair will have free music all day and food to purchase as well. Proceeds benefit the Woods Hole Community Association. The West Falmouth Library Winter House Tour will take place on Sunday, December 13th from 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. The tour includes historic homes and newly renovated houses. The community room in the library will be transformed into a holiday boutique and will also be one of the stops on the house tour. Tickets are available at the library and various locations around town. And we can't forget us. Come join FCTV for our annual holiday open house and silent auction on Tuesday, December 15th from 4 to 7 p.m. at our studio here at 310A Dillingham Ave. Come and learn about what we're all about and bid on items like paintings, memberships, excursions, restaurant gift certificates, and much more. And before we take a quick break, we want to let you know that the Falmouth Public Library wants your input. The Board of Trustees are requesting that the public shares what they need, want, and envision for the library. There will be 2 community conversations, one on Wednesday, December 9th from 10 a.m. until noon, and the other on Thursday, December 10th from 7 to 9 p.m. Both will be at the Herman Foundation Meeting Room at the library's Main Street location. We're going to take a quick break so you can learn about an adoptable dog that is available through the Friends of Falmouth Dogs. We'll be right back with a glimpse inside Holidays at Highfield Hall right after this.
Miley is a 4-year-old pit bull mix. She adores people and is happiest hanging out with them. However, she does not get along with other dogs. Miley's overweight at the moment but is lively and likes to play. She has already started to shed some pounds. Miley can be seen at the shelter during its open hours, Monday through Saturday from 10 a.m. to noon, Sundays from 3 to 5 p.m., also on Mondays and Thursdays from 3 to 5 p.m.
Welcome back. Holidays at Highfield is a chance for local decorators and designers to showcase their talent. We were lucky to get a glimpse at this yearly tradition before it opened to the public.
Hi, I'm Annie Dean, Director of Programs and Exhibitions at Highfield Hall and Gardens, and I'm so pleased to welcome you to Highfield this time of year because we are celebrating the holidays at Highfield. This year is an incredibly special year for us. It's our 9th holidays, and each year things have gotten bigger and better and more spectacular here. We have an international theme this year, which you'll learn more about because we're pleased to be able to have some of our decorators here today. And we'll be open starting the day after Thanksgiving, November 27th, and we run for 10 days straight. There are all kinds of traditions here at Highfield Hall during the holidays, one of which is our gift gallery, which I'm surrounded by now. We have beautiful things for sale, virtually all of which are made by local craftspeople. The other traditions that we have here include the Any Soldier Project, where we invite our visitors to write a letter to a soldier serving overseas. And last year, nearly 500 letters were sent, which we appreciate so much. There's also our train room, where we'll have the engineers from the South Shore High Railers here every day and the trains chugging around the track. It's become a real highlight of the holidays.
this year the theme was decorating around the world for Christmas. And we chose a French bistro. And we chose a French bistro because it was warm and inviting, and Christmas in France and the City of Lights is just such a wonderful place to be. After we made the decision, as we all know, what happened in Paris recently. And so today we're going to dedicate this room to the people of France and tell them that we are thinking of them, keeping them in our thoughts. And so this is Noel, which is their word for Christmas, and welcome to our French bistro. So everything that you see in this room is from France and authentic, and either vintage or an antique. So I'm standing in front of a wine rack, and wine racks are used throughout the countryside in France to drain their wine bottles when they're empty, clean them, they invert them, and they hang them to dry. And so we have taken the traditional French wine rack and we have made it into a Christmas tree.
This is the Scandinavian Landing, and I styled this area for Vagabond, a shop in town. And we tried to come up with a theme. Some of the main elements here, we wanted snow and we wanted Scandinavian down. And the whole concept here was the Santa Lucia Festival, which takes place in the Scandinavian countries. In this room, we're representing Germany and the tradition of Niklaus. Niklaus comes on December 6th every year, and he leaves treats in the children's slippers if they leave them at the bottom of their bed. And in this room is very personal to me because it's my son's bed and my son's furniture. And it was great to pull them out of storage and bring them here to represent Germany. Some of the traditions in Germany for Christmas were that the children would give each other apples. Those were the gifts. And they would eat Lebkuchen, so we have some cookies here, Lebkuchen. And we have all German linens and a Steiff bear.
It took a community effort to save Highfield Hall, and it takes a community effort to keep it going. And certainly here at the holidays at Highfield, we count on so many volunteers. I can't thank them all by name, but hundreds, literally. But throughout the entire year, it is the community that keeps us alive and keeps us going and keeps our programs vibrant. So a big thank you at this holiday time to everyone that helps make Highfield, Highfield.
Thank you to Annie Dean and the staff at Highfield Hall for that tour. Built in 1730, the Conant House is the oldest building along the Village Green in downtown Falmouth. FCTV's Alan Russell spoke to Falmouth Museums on the Green Executive Director Mark Schmidt about their effort to restore and renew the building.
The circa 1730 Conant House, we believe was maybe even built in 1724, is the oldest existing building on the Falmouth Town Green. When the Society acquired it, it was in reasonable disrepair. The wing that was used by as the Elm Arch Inn was taken down. And we went through the minutes of our records, and the board at the time in 1967, a year after it was acquired, said that we really need to fix this place up. And here we are some years later, and we really need to fix this place up so that we are now at the point in which it needs to be restored and renewed. And one of the things that's going to be important for this process is, and that's why we're calling it Restore and Renew, is we want to retain the original fabric of the house. Again, it's the oldest existing building on the town green, so we don't want to just go through urban renewal here and tear everything down. The front part of the house, the part that's nearest Palmer Avenue, will be renovated, restored. The original fabric will be retained, but obviously will be improved upon. It'll be much more energy efficient and much more useful. The back part, which was added later, will be torn down and rebuilt. Part of what we want to do for that is increase and expand our archival storage area, particularly for maps, books, ship's logs, ephemera, that needs to be protected more carefully. So we're going to have climate-controlled storage, expanded archival storage. We want to We want to take better care of what it is that we've got, because we feel that as the Falmouth Historical Society, we are the repository for Falmouth's past. So we want to make sure that we're protecting what people have donated to us over these many years, to make sure it's protected for another 300 years. We feel that the whole project is going to cost it $1.3 million. We're fortunate enough that as the time we're sitting down and doing this, we're at about $980,000. So we're getting there, but we still have a little bit more to go. We are hoping that that the work gets started on this project, possibly even in late December, but certainly by January of 2016. It will make sense to people, you know, that if you were to come in now, it's not the easiest building to get around. Once this project is done, we feel that members, non-members, visitors will be really proud and pleased of what it is that they've come and visited.
More information about the Museums on the Green's effort can be found on their website, museumsonthegreen.org. Every year, 6 congregations in Falmouth organize an alternative gift market. Shoppers can contribute to local, national, and international organizations in someone's name as an alternative to the commercialization of the holidays. FCTV member Allison Leshin brings us this next piece.
So I was new to the UU Church in 2007, and that summer I met Jane at coffee hour, and I don't know how the subject came up, but we ended up talking about an alternative gift market. There was just this whole concept about simplifying and reducing the commercialization and doing things that are more meaningful.
The main activity is to learn about different organizations, and you're invited to make gifts to these organizations. You can do it in the name of someone to honor them. Based on the heifer model, I think they may have been the first ones where you might buy a sheep, and the sheep goes to a family in a developing country, and it's done in someone's name. But many people don't actually do that. They just come to the market and make donations to the organizations. So it's really for both.
And we've been very careful to split it between local organizations and international organizations.
Hi, this is the Sharing Foundation. We do all of our work in Cambodia. The sewing program is just about one of 19 programs we have running over in Cambodia. At the base of all of our programs it's educational based.
The First Congregational Church went to the Heifer Project, and their mission is to help people worldwide by giving them animals which can give them milk, food, and help their lives be easier.
The 300 Committee Land Trust preserves land throughout the town of Falmouth for all of us, for conservation, recreation, wildlife habitat. It's available for folks who enjoy fishing, kayaking, hiking.
The shoppers bring their own perspective. Everybody has an area they're interested in. For some people it's hunger, for some people it's homelessness, for some people it's health, for lots of people it's education.
One of the things we've tried hard to do is find ways to involve children, and this is a perfect opportunity to introduce children to the idea of giving and thinking about other people. We create a children's shopping list, so it has some of the same items that are on the big shopping list, but they're lower priced, so that they could come in and buy a couple of chicks for heifer, or they could buy school supplies for a preschool in Guatemala that was on the list this year. And we just have 5 items. So it's 6 congregations. And people who come to the market like to come back. It's just, there's a good feeling at the market. It's not just making donations or buying fair trade items. It's the conversations, the connections that people make and talking about things, and it happens every year, and that's the most exciting thing. The organizations are really happy for the exposure in addition to raising money.
I think that it's a wonderful opportunity to help local as well as national nonprofits and get out of this holiday gift giving to the malls.
My family's Jewish, and this is our first time being in the church, and my kids' first time, and a wonderful feeling of community. And I love the natural beauty that you have here, but also the wonderful spirit of community that the booths are providing. and what a wonderful global feel it has.
When I send a card and put one of the inserts in, it's very educational for people on the receiving end. Some have never even received anything like this, so it opens up a whole new avenue to them.
I also think it's good to show that when you're giving to others, you can give on a broader scale as well. So by showing that the organizations are supporting larger causes, and it's not just giving to an individual.
I love how it makes people happy. When they get it, you can see on their face, and everybody's having a good time with it. It's a win-win for everybody.
People are really touched on the other receiving end. So.
What a wonderful feeling to be part of a community that's trying to do some good in the world.
The Alternative Gift Fair already has the date set for next year. Mark your calendars for November 12th and 13th, 2016. Thank you to Allison for her work on that piece. We're going to take a quick break, but we'll be back with Troy's Take, an important look at homelessness in Falmouth, right after this.
Hello, my name is Ann Richards, and I'm a member of the Solstice Singers. The Solstice Singers is a fun-loving group of a dozen or so singers from Cape Cod and southeastern Massachusetts. We perform in the style of the Renaissance, weaving delightful music with dance, drama, and rich costuming to create the feel of another era. We're frequently accompanied by Ensemble Passacaglia, a group of extraordinary musicians who play on period instruments such as lute, viola da gamba, and recorder. Our winter performances feature our children's chorus, Les Enfants du Soleil, whose sweet voices and dramatic talents bring a delightful charm to the program. The Solstice Singers had its start in 1992, when a group of us got together to sing madrigals, and then decided to share our love of music with local audiences. Several of the original members are still with the group, and we've had the thrill of seeing some of our children's chorus members return to sing with us as adults. We welcome new members for both our adult and children's choruses at the beginning of each season. The Solstice Singers present two major performances each year around the time of the winter and summer solstices, with smaller performances scattered throughout the year. We've been featured performers at venues such as the Renaissance Festival in Killington, Vermont, Pops by the Sea in Hyannis, and at private events and fundraisers across southern New England. We hope to share our next performance with you. For further information, please visit solsticesingers.org.
Welcome back. Troy's Take this episode is a follow-up to a story from last time on the work that a group of citizens are doing to house the homeless in Falmouth. For this story, Troy got on the ground level to see what the group is up against.
Thanks, Liz. I'm here on Main Street on a chilly morning here at the Peace Rock. This rock that symbolizes peace and serenity and community here in Falmouth. I'm here for a reason, because as this beautiful Main Street symbolizes everything that's wonderful about this season of giving, there's an entire population here in Falmouth that isn't having a happy holiday. There is a homeless population here in Falmouth, and I'm here to follow up on a great story that you saw first on Falmouth in Focus, on the work of some local folks from the faith-based community. Paul Rifkin and Ellie Shaver and others have banded together to try to help Falmouth's homeless. Standing here somewhere here in the woods in Falmouth with clear evidence of a homeless encampment. We've looked throughout the woods and seen much evidence, tents and evidence of a fire and mattresses, to show that this problem is not imaginary, it's not philosophical, it's real, and it's here in Falmouth. So you folks have been out here throughout the community looking for and really seeing firsthand the critical nature of this problem.
Yes, some of them have been abandoned, but there are others that are still occupied, and we feel that there's so many more that we probably haven't discovered. We're very new to this.
Paul, folks that think that this is an academic discussion or a philosophical debate about whether or not homeless exists in Falmouth, only need look at the video footage and what we've seen with our own eyes this morning to see that this problem is very real and very urgent here in our community.
Oh, so true, Troy. And specifically, why we came out to find encampments is there's a group of sadly there's a group of deniers in Falmouth who are suggesting that there really are no homeless people in this town, and the efforts that we're making to try to help the homeless, they're kind of trying to push to the side, and that's really unfortunate because we know there are homeless people here, and we're going to push forward in spite of the denials.
The evidence is clear. The problem is real. As we stand next to this frost-covered mattress on this frigid morning here in Falmouth, it really brings home that the problem of homelessness is something that is a community issue, and these folks are developing a community solution. So if you want to help, reach out to Paul at the email address he gave. It's right there in your screen. This is important. This is us, and we are the solution. I'm Falmouth Enterprise columnist Troy Clarkson, and that's my take. Back to you, Liz.
And thank you, Troy, for giving us that perspective. Did you know Troy's segments are recorded on a smartphone? Here at FCTV, we want the community to understand that TV can be as simple as hitting record on your smartphone. Get involved with the show by using #MyFalmouth and #FalmouthInFocus and share with us your life, your day, your favorite spots in Falmouth, anything that gives us a glimpse into your world. Upload your short video clip or photo to Facebook or Twitter and give it the #MyFalmouth and #FalmouthInFocus to be featured on the show. We end every episode of Falmouth in Focus with sights and sounds around town. This time we'll leave you with a look at the recent studio production of A Baker's Dozen, hosted by member producer Lee Drescher. Thank you for joining us for this episode of Falmouth in Focus. We'll see you next time.
Golden rings, 4 calling birds, 3 French hens, 2 turtle doves, and a partridge in a pear tree. On the 13th day of Christmas, my true love came to me. 13 bakers baking, 12 drummers drumming, 11 pipers piping, 10 lords a-leaping, 9 ladies dancing, 8 maids a-milking, 7 swans a-swimming.